It's a new year. And for some reason, the calendar change always prompts the question, will this be the year? Will this be the year Christ returns? We'll stick around and we'll talk about it. While the transition from 2024 to 2025 hasn't caused the frenzy of speculation like the shift, for instance, from 1999 to 2000 did, there's something about the new year that sparks an interest among believers about the return of Christ. That's especially true in times of global uncertainty like today. But will we be able to tell when Christ's return is near? The Bible's clear and unambiguous answer to that question is kind of. On one hand, Jesus said, "No one knows the day and hour of His return except the Father Himself." And that doesn't mean that we'll be able to narrow the timing of the return down to a year or years because of what the phrase day and hour means. Biblically, the term day or hour references time in general. So Jesus is really saying something like, no one has any idea when this will happen, instead of saying, no one can know exactly when this will happen. On the other hand, Jesus makes that statement after giving His disciples signs to look for that His return is imminent. So what gives? How can Jesus, on one hand, say no one has any idea, and on the other, look for these things? And the answer can be summed up in one word: readiness. Christ wants us to be ready for His return at any moment. And that readiness isn't accomplished by speculating about events around us. That readiness is accomplished by our faithfulness. That's why many of the signs to which Jesus refers are found throughout history. He doesn't want us complacent in our obedience, thinking we've got all the time in the world before He returns, or distracted by an endless guessing game of if this is the decade, or if this is the year, or if this is the month. Instead, He says, stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. And you must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. So ignore the preachers who preach endless speculative sermons that Jesus pretty clearly states are fruitless, if not outright disobedient. Ignore the websites and social media personalities trying to profit off the curiosity and let's face it, fear of believers. And instead, love God with all your heart and your neighbor as yourself. That's what it means to be ready at any moment for Christ's return. Just kidding. You want to talk about something else? Just ask by emailing justask@bluevalleychurch.org, or check out our Just Ask playlist here on the Blue Valley YouTube channel or our previous reels on the Blue Valley Instagram.